everyone. Welcome to Trussville Sports Television. I'm your host, Grayson.
And I'm Jake.
As you can see, we have a new background this episode. We decided to mix things up. We've got a new studio. You know, it's whatever.
It's an upgrade.
It is.
Yeah.
It is an upgrade. New table.
You know, the table's okay.
Oh, yeah. Today on this episode, we'll have a bunch of different things that we'll run through. A new segment we like to call "Where Are They Now," where Stone, Shelnut, and Davis will be in charge of that. Unfortunately, we don't have an interview this episode, but in "Where Are They Now," it will show how collegiate athletes who are playing now, when they once played at Trussville, it'll show how they performed the past weeks. So we will have that. Not only that, but we will have.
Keep going.
Yeah. We will have Jack and Kelly with stats again. They always bring some good stats, and that segment's always good to watch. We'll have Preston's picks.
That's my favorite segment. I'm just going to be honest. That's my favorite segment. Go ahead.
Yes. And we'll also have Simon Says at the end, as always. So this week...
Simon Says, keep talking.
Thank you for that, Jake. How is your fantasy team looking, by the way?
You know, that's all right. I had a pretty good team, but I forgot to sub first week, so kind of lost a game I shouldn't have. But what about yours?
I'm 1-0 as of right now, so I'm doing pretty well.
Okay.
The Powder Puff game is also coming up. We would love
a water boy for that team. Yeah. So.
Yes, we would love for you to come out and support. I am a coach on that team, and like Jake said, he is the water boy.
It's one of the most important roles on the team because without hydration, players can't perform at their peak level. So.
All right. Yeah. Well, with that being said, let's send it over to Stone and Davis with "Where Are They Now?"
Thanks, Jake and Grayson. Time for our newest segment, "Where Are They Now?"
This segment is where we take a look back at our Husky graduates and where they are now in athletics.
This week, it's really a focus on our former Husky football players. And by the way, I'm Davis.
And I'm Stone.
And we're really excited for this segment.
Our first graduate that we're going to look at is Zach Thomas. He's a 2016 Husky graduate that is now playing quarterback for Appalachian State. They had a tough loss in week 1 to Penn State, where they took them the distance, but they didn't win. But they did prove a lot in that loss. But they did come back for vengeance in week 2, where they slapped up on Charleston.
Yeah, slapped up is an understatement. Zach Thomas was more than accurate, 14 for 14, passing with 295 yards and 3 passing touchdowns, along with 29 rush yards over about, I think, 10 attempts with rushing touchdowns. So he was a bruiser, really. He just slapped up on the Charleston offense. They didn't really have an answer for Zach or any of the Mountaineers on Saturday. Our next athlete is another notable Husky. Jason Williams was also a 2016 Hewitt graduate, so Jason and Zach played together on the same team, but now Jason is at Austin Peay in Tennessee. He's playing on their defensive line, and Stone's got his stats on the season.
For the season stats for Jason Williams, he's got 4 total tackles, tackle for loss, and 1 QBH. And then next, we have Casey Dunn. Now this is a special one here. He started at JSU, moved up to Auburn in the ranks, started last year for Auburn, made a big impact on their line, graduated, and now
he has entered the NFL as an undrafted free agent and made the Washington Redskins roster as a center. So he's shown what hard work can do, especially for people even from Trussville, Alabama. Hard work can really achieve your dreams, as he's moved up from college to college and now into the pros, where his dreams lie, and now he's playing on a for real team.
The Husky Nation has been represented well in athletics all across the country, and that's all we have for today. Now back to Jake and Grayson.
Thank you for that, Davis and Stone. That segment hopefully will be back next week.
Oh, I like your glasses, by the way. Yeah, I meant to tell you that. So.
Thanks for interrupting me, but I appreciate you saying that you liked my glasses.
I mean, they're not that good, but anything helps,
Well, I do like your Jeff State shirt, so.
Oh, thanks. I'm actually committed. Yeah, full ride. Dive team, so it's pretty awesome.
For like swimming?
Yeah, dive. It's like
Didn't know they had one of those. Anyway, so we're now going to send it to Jack and Kelly for stats.
guys? Hey, this is Kelly, and just in case you didn't hear, we beat Hoover last Friday night. You should already know what that is because that is a major dab, and as you can tell, we're on cloud 9, which kind of cheesy, but so is this podium, so we're rolling with it, and we're just gonna choose joy. So, biggest update is that we beat Hoover for the first time in over 20 years, if I forgot to mention that. So, that is great. Go Huskies. And Jack will have more stats later about football, but right now, I'm gonna give you some stats on the other sports. So for cross country, our girls cross country team placed 20th out of 32 teams on September 8th in Moulton, Alabama. And Amelia Brady placed 20th out of 273 runners. Wow. Wow. That is good. Now, boys, they placed 8th out of 39 teams, which is pretty freaking good. And Aaron Himes placed 24th out of 274 runners, and Nathan Knox placed 28th out of 274 runners. And yeah, so props to them for that because that is good. And now to volleyball, they beat Pinson, Gardendale, and Hueytown, so claps for them. Unfortunately, they played 2 area matches though against Spain Park and Mountain Brook, and we unfortunately did not get the dub, but it's okay. And also, they played a tournament this past weekend called the Seagull Tournament, and they were the champions of the silver bracket. So, really proud of our volleyball team. Go Huskies. Now to Jack with stats.
Thanks, Kelly. It's Jack. And in case you didn't just hear Kelly or you've been living under a rock, we beat Hoover, beat them 56-28, which according to the Alabama high school football records is the most points Hoover's ever given up. So I got some stats. Paul went 14 for 18 for 256 yards and 2 touchdowns. Javarius, he had 4 catches, 152 yards, which is a lot of yards for only 4 catches. DeZalen, he had 6 catches for 81 yards. And the best player out there, Armani Goodwin, he had 30 carries for 252 yards. He's a sophomore, keep that in mind. And that was up against Hoover's defense. So you'll be hearing a lot of him. Hewitt got up 35-14 at half. Hoover cut it within 7, and then Robbie threw a pick 6 to Eric Taylor, and then Creed Parker, best hands on the team, he got a pick the next possession, and after that it was really just a party. Some other stats, Hewitt had 609 total yards of offense, which is a ton. Robbie Ashford got sacked 3 times, and Parker Colburn only kicked 1 punt. So anytime your punter only kicks 1 punt, you know you had a great day. And my favorite stat is the Max Preps rankings came out on Tuesday, and Hoover's still number 1 in the state. Hewitt's 3 behind Hewitt and Central Phoenix. And you know what? I love it. Because when Hewitt wins state this year, it'll just make Max Preps just look absolutely stupid because they still had Hoover at number 1. So I like being the underdog. They've been counting us out for the past 3 years. So we're just going to have to win state this year to prove them wrong. We got Spain Park this week. They're 1-3. They just came off 2 close losses to Vestavia and Mountain Brook. It is a road game, so I'm not going to say it's a easy win, but it won't be as difficult as Hoover. It's a great time to be a Husky. Now to Preston for his pick of the week.
Thanks, guys. The Huskies play Spain Park this week at Spain Park. It'll be a big away game. You're going to want to be there. Spain Park did lose their quarterback, Braxton Barker, last year. He went to Alabama to play. So for that reason, I'm going to have to pick the Huskies.
Well, thanks, Preston. That's my favorite segment.
It's okay.
We agreed that I was going to do it. But I was going to.
No, it was fine. It was okay. Thank you, Preston, for that segment. Always a good segment. Always produces well. That's it for the 3rd episode of TST. I'm your host, Grayson.
And I'm Jake.
Now to Simon Says.
What's up, guys? It's Connor Simon back with Simon Says. We finished up Whiteout last week. It was an absolute blast. I hope those of you that came enjoyed it. This next week we have a new series started up. It's called Squad Goals. You won't want to miss it. It's at First Baptist Church Trussville from 5 to 7 for the middle school and 6 to 8 for high schoolers. Thank you for watching Trussville Sports Television.